everyone, in this video I'm going to give you my final impressions of the Olympus 12 to 40mm f2.8 micro four thirds pro lens from Olympus and my experience with it and why I'm sending it back. What I will say is that the optical performance of this lens is stellar. It is really good. Its depth of field is nice. You get a nice shallow depth of field if you're getting close enough to your subjects. And it's great for portraits. It's not too big, and when you have it mounted on a camera like the Panasonic GH4 or the G7, it's well balanced. I've used it quite a bit on the camera I'm shooting this with, in the Panasonic GX8, and that was just a bad combination. It was just way too heavy. It is a heavy lens in comparison to some of my other similar lenses. As you can see, the size differences that I'm dealing with. But in terms of its reach, going up to 40mm, or in full frame terms, that's around about 80mm in focal length, it was good. However, the reasons why I'm sending it back are because I tried to use this with work. I tried to use it as an everyday working lens, and it became more... It's just the tiny things that became more annoying than beneficial. So first, the biggest thing, the most annoying thing, is the actual zoom function goes the wrong way. You have to turn it, how would I describe this? Would this be anti-clockwise? I would call it anti-clockwise. If I'm looking at a clock, it is going back the way. Yeah, it's going anti-clockwise, which is a completely different from all my other lenses, which if I'm zooming out, I'm going clockwise. If I am focusing with the 15mm, I am going clockwise, or whatever it is. But it's just, it's the wrong way. So many times I kept on picking up the camera. I pick the camera up with my left hand and I shoot with my right. And when I'm holding it here, I'm going, I can't zoom in, what's going on? Oh, it's the other way around. And it's just, I don't know whether it's something which you learn, you adapt or something, or it's the wrong way. I don't know if it is just inherently the wrong way. But for some reason it felt odd trying to bring this thumb in the way. There seems to be like a limit of how, like, the bottom finger can go a long way, which, let's see, if you're imagining we're zooming, I would go, that seems a lot easier than that. So to zoom out, for me, this goes the wrong way. The next, the focus clutch mechanism. A lot of people, it is smooth, it is lovely, it has solid stops at the end, and if you clutch it out the way, you can still do manual focus when you've still got it in autofocus. So that's all kind of cool. But the amount of times where I've just picked it up out of my bag, it's clicked into manual focus, I'm going, why is it not focusing? It's not focusing? No, that's on autofocus. Oh, clutch. So it has its benefits, but it can also be something which, unless you're noticing it every time, it's easy to kind of go, what's wrong? Why is it not working? Is it stopped doing the right thing? It's just not working. So if I try and focus just now, it's like, why isn't it focusing far away? Oh, additionally, I wonder if I can actually show you this. It doesn't do full focus. So here at 20mm, if we can see, I've got it on manual focus. Look at the actual, that it doesn't go all the way to the beginning. And if I zoom it all the way out, or focus all the way out, it doesn't go past the red dots there. So all the way in, all the way in, it just kind of disappears. It just doesn't quite work with the Panasonic very well. And the same with that, the lens function button has no function with Panasonic cameras. So for me, the irritation of that going the wrong way, the focus clutch mechanism not quite doing anything, the lens function button doing nothing, and then biggestly, here's another minor point, the lens cap, the amount of times where I've picked this out of my bag and gone, oh well, that works, okay, I failed there, but where I've taken it out of the bag and gone, oh, I can't take it off, because you have to squeeze the inside buttons, so it's not on the outside, it's on the inside, and that is annoying. to give an example with other lenses I've got, is it's always like buttons on the outside, which just, this is a rubbish example, but maybe here's a better example. The Nikon 50mm, I can squeeze it in the middle, or I can squeeze it on the outside. It's a minor thing. It's not a thing of saying, hey, I need to send this back because the lens cap doesn't squeeze in from the outside. It's a tiny minor thing. And then finally, so the actual main thing is the lack of optical image stabilisation. I thought it wouldn't matter to me. However, I'm somebody who is using bright lenses, like the 1.7mm lens here, or I've got a 25mm f1.7, or I've got a 20mm f1.7 as well. Lots of 1.7s going on here. Or I use some of my old Nikon lenses. Here's a Nikon 10mm fisheye 2.8. When added with the speed booster, that gives me an f2 fisheye kind of going on there. So I'm with my bright stuff. So f2.8 is actually, this is one of my darkest lenses that I've got, and having no image stabilization in the lens is definitely not that good, especially when I know Olympus, especially when I know Panasonic has a lens which is effectively the same, but it has image stabilization in the lens, which can work with the cameras. Here it's either, in the case of the Panasonic GH4, there's no image stabilization, or with the GX8, there's no obvious image stabilization before you take the photo. So a lot of times I'd be holding the camera, and just with a little handshake, especially at 40mm, you see handshake, you're just constant, it's difficult to really get the scene, get the image, and you just see the shake going on. That's why I love optically stabilized lens like this little one, or the other ones that I have, because at least it gives the image on the screen nice and stable footage for you to compose and make sure that you're shooting the right sort of thing. I think that additionally also helps in autofocus. Having it stabilized before it even gets to the sensor definitely helps in focus. So I'm not 100% sure that the focus performance on the Olympus 12-40 is as good as what I was expecting, especially in video mode as well. It is very fast, it's very silent when you have good focus, but if I can show you there, just let's say if I'm focusing on that, it's lovely and silent, but there is something where I'm still just seeing constant little hand vibrations, shakes going on. Especially a lot of stuff I do, I'll be shooting maybe like this, and that'll just be shaky as anything. It's definitely a thing. So for the price of it, I want optical image stabilization. I want something which doesn't frustrate me every time I try and zoom in. I want something which I don't accidentally ruin its ability to autofocus. I want something where I can pinch off the lens cap. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, now I have. Have I just broken the lens cap? No, that's just an extra thing. I don't know what just happened there. There's something, so there's an extra ring on the lens cap. Pointless. And I want something which, if it's got a button on it, I want that button to have some sort of function, especially when it's called a lens function button, and when it doesn't do that with Panasonic. Additionally, the lens is so fat that if I move the base plate from my tripod, or from my gimbal that I use, I can't change the focus. I can't change the zoom, because it's so big it rubs against the base plate. That was another major point. So the base plate, size of the lens, especially with the GH4, I don't have any lens causing any problems with sticking it on a base plate. But this one, if I move that base plate a little bit forward, in fact, as I have done now, you can see it's literally touching the zoom lens. I now can't, but it's rubbing against the actual base plate. So that there's just too many little things, not bad things. Optical, amazing quality. Its zoom length is fantastic. Its f2.8 is great if that's what you need. But in terms of just so many little things getting on your nerves, if you can sell it or send it back and get something which might be a little bit more appropriate, there's too many little things annoying me about this lens that mean I'm not keeping it. I'm going to sell it off and hope that the person that buys it enjoys it far better, or doesn't find the minor things which I'm finding irritating to be of no importance to them. So hopefully it's a good lens for somebody else, but for me and the way I shoot and the way I like to shoot, it's not been the lens for me. So Olympus 12-40 f2.8 Pro lens, it is a fantastic lens, but I'm sending it back.